Good afternoon, everyone. This is what's happened on our planet in the beginning of July 2018.
North Atlantic begins to cool, which is definitely going to affect crop production in Europe and the weather as well. It's on its 60-year cycle, which they forget to tell you in the global warming debate. African dust storm so intense that that's going to be pushing up through Chicago into Canada, of all places. And record amounts of snow in Sweden is going to last the whole summer. They don't know where to put the New Year's accumulation. And a look in at the U.S. ice drilling program and the type of equipment they use to get us that ice core data set. Feel free to jump over to Adapt 2030 Twitter channel, where I'm starting to load multiple feeds per day. Some of the links and stories I'm not including in the videos. I'm just trying to put everything out that I researched throughout the week. Canadian Ice Service showing us the melt off in Hudson Bay. They're showing only 45% of the ice left. But this is coming off of NSIDC, so I'll let you use your own eyes. Do you think that's only 45% of the ice left in Hudson Bay? I'm not really sure. That's why I'm asking the question. British Columbia, snow July 2nd. Slush, fog. Let's take a look at some beautiful icebergs off of the east coast of Canada. Fuel prices up and up and up. And wait a minute, we're going to lose 40 million tons of carryover stock, so food prices will be up as well. Not good for the economy at all. Thinking about South Africa, surf in Cape St. Francis, Umfolozi Game Park, Stellenbosch Vineyards, polar air. Not just polar air, but once in a century freezing cold event. Record cold extending all the way up to Namibia. Icy grip, and when you look at the cities in Windhoek, does that look like it's ready for an icy grip? That vegetation is not normally put in these types of conditions. This is incredibly rare. You know, the Southern Cape area losing crops left, right, and center. But what does it really look like from the air? But when you have people send you the photo and say, "Brew, we've never seen or experienced anything like this ever." These photos are amazing. I'm going to run through an enormous amount of images from the depths, through the mountains, through the vineyards, getting reports of it's never ever snowed in this place ever before, and here it is snowing. Talking about these areas in Hermanus getting snow that have never had recorded snow before. Also, I wanted to bring you up to the Kalahari ancient cities. Don't know if you've ever heard of this. There's spirals up there in the desert, and it's all about ancient city that was wiped off the map during a cataclysm, something similar to the Younger Dryas event, but much further back in time. There's a 350 mile by 350 mile wide canal system up there visible from space. If they put this into full production, it would be enough to feed 6 billion people. Comet Pan-STARRS C 2017 S3 brightening significantly overnight. This will be the track of the comet as it comes through the solar system. You can see it's going to dip below the ecliptic on what is termed a hyperbolic trajectory. But at the perihelion, which is the closest to the sun, that will occur on August 15th. It's also expected that this is going to get into the 3.5 range or so for visibility. And what does that really mean for the magnitude on the scale? Well, the naked eye, I put that in blue there, about a 3 to 4. You should be able to see this with the naked eye, even in just rural areas, even some neighborhoods as well, but not in the middle of big, large cities such as Tokyo or Hong Kong. But maybe you will if you go on the mountain up there and take the cable car up. Now, the most interesting thing, though, this comet brightened 16-fold, which means 16 times brighter than the day before in just a single 24-hour period. Now it's almost twice as wide as Jupiter, the planet. This green color is amazing, and it's just going to continue to brighten and widen from this point. New paper out. Is there a connection between cosmic rays, earthquakes, and volcanic eruptions? We're at the dawn of the modern cosmic ray maximum. Krakatoa awakens. Looking over thousands of years of time, grand solar minimums stick out due to eruptive activity. Let's go back 45 BC, 240 BC, we see the same thing. Cycles, it's all about the cycles. And the cosmic ray intensity, Sven's marked the cloud mystery for you. And this incredible shot set in by the Wyoming Road and Weather Conditions group on Facebook. With the galactic cosmic rays increasing, it sure looks like our cloud bands are shifting. They're going out of flow, absolutely. And this dust storm continues to grow in size on our own Earth. Recent dust storm on its own in Arizona. In Italy, multiple waterspouts coming out, some type of vortices that's unusual in the atmosphere. In Japan, 2 months worth of rain in 72 hours, and then it became half a year's worth of rain in just 10 days. Entire southern part of the country looks like this. They're inundated with rescues. And while I was looking at the global particulate, also glimpsing in at the North Pole, it's only 0.4 of a degree above freezing. And you for sure want to take a look at this new book, Abundant Harvest, Food Security. It's more of an interactive. When you find some information, there's links going out to everything so you can get it in more real time with much better explanation. It's well done. It's something different. And the link to Abundant Harvest, as well as all the stories in tonight's video, along with the images, are in the description box below. Helheim Glacier on Greenland loses 8 billion tons of ice, makes international headlines across the planet. Yet wait, since September, it's gained 600 billion. That's not making the headlines. 5 feet of snowfall expected over the next week in Greenland as well. Off the big wobble, 2018 set to be the hottest year ever. This article published on July 9th, they're saying June is expected to be the hottest June ever on the planet. Wait a second, the June temperatures are out already, and it's 1/100 of a degree cooler than 2017, which already dispels the hottest June ever. Here's the global temperatures. And if it was the hottest year ever, that green line, that's the 30-year average for Arctic temperatures. Today's temperatures should not be below average from 80 degrees up to the Arctic Circle if indeed we were at the hottest year ever. Taiwan truckers threaten to blockade roads to reverse a policy from the government, outdating trucks that are 14 years or older. I went down there, there's even tow trucks involved. You know that's not going to get too much public support. It's all based on the Air Pollution Control Act, which was enacted due to the IPCC and the Paris Climate Agreement. And it really makes you think about the fragility of our just-in-time delivery system, politics aside. Now we have the world's largest shipping company collapsing, Amazon going on strike, non-delivery of goods. Jim Rogers says look for a crash later this year or next. U.S. launching World Trade Organization challenge against 5 nations. That blue line you see in the background was back in the 1800s when our global temperatures dropped 1 degree Celsius. That front red line is where we are. The solar activity is going to continue to decrease, and this is going to affect global crop yields. That yellow arrow, that's where we're going to go down from. And when the global forecast is a decrease of 40 million tons on total grains, well, you would just expect that with all the disruptions in the supply systems. But the weather fronts are intensifying, the magnetosphere is wandering further, these vortice events along the coast, it's just multiple after multiple after multiple water spouts along Italy, damaged crops from hail, every continent. And this grand solar minimum timeline, with all the distraction that you're seeing overlaying on top of this, perhaps in the media this is an explanation for your rising food prices. Dr. Wahid Uddin, sea levels aren't rising, at least in Bangladesh, 1984 to 2016, 0.2% change. And I couldn't make this up if I tried. Carbon dioxide shortage. In Europe, because of the World Cup, they can't get the beer now. They're rationing cider and beer. This makes national headlines, but our total grains across the planet have just declined. We're about to lose 40 million tons of grain, and this is not even touching the headlines.